Hello guys, congratulations that you are clicking on the link and come to this page. So congratulations, you are one step ahead in your chess journey. Okay. So I see a lot of players who are looking for some chess materials over the internet, or even they are purchasing a book and they are starting that learning chess. But when they are going to play a match, they are probably eventually lost. Let me show you with an example. Like this is the starting position. You can see like e4, e5, and you follow the book move in the golden rules. Second golden rules is that develop your knight before the bishop. So you develop your knight. What your knight on f3 is doing? That's attacking on the e5 square. So the normal looking move, that is knight to c6, protecting the pawn. Now you are developing your bishop to c4. Your position is looking so good that you are just about to castling and complete your development by developing bishops and knights and all. Everything is looking fine. So here probably you can see the options like bishop to c5 or knight to f6, this kind of normal Italian games. But here your opponent play a strange move like d6. D6 move is not a good, like it's hampering the development of your bishop. But one good thing is that now the light square bishop is active over here. So you follow the book moves and just complete your castling. What opponent do? Opponent just provide bishop to g4 and pinning your knight. Okay. So if you are not comfortable about this bishop on g4, then probably you can play the move h3. And you thought on the next move I will h capture g4 and winning the bishop. So your opponent will allow you and plays the move h5, inviting him to take the bishop. And without thinking too much, if you capture the bishop, they probably win a pawn. Okay, so at this position you can see you are winning a piece, but your own piece is under attack, so you need to save the piece. Now you can't go forward. If you go forward, then queen captures knight, and queen is also protecting the g4 pawn, so your queen on d1 will not able to capture it. Okay, and the other moves we can also look at, like you can move your knight to e1. Whenever you are moving your knight to e1, they can probably play queen to h4. Now they are threatening checkmate on h2, as well as they are threatening on checkmate on h1. Okay, so you cannot parry both the threats in one single move. So what you can do, you probably create a escapes for your king. Like king can go to f2, from f2 they can go to probably e3 to d3, and your king will be safe. But here opponent can play the move g3 and protecting the king escape path on f2. And against this, any move like knight move or queen move, against any move queen to h2 or even queen to h1 is looking so attractive checkmate. Okay, so eventually you are losing the game in very early stages of the game. So here probably you cannot go for the h3 line. What you can do, you can probably develop your knight to c3, or even you can play the move d3. Okay, whenever you are playing the move d3, knight can comes to d4. Okay, now this knight is threatening the f2 f3 knight. So if you capture the knight, then your queen will be gone without a compensation. So you are losing the match. So here probably you can threaten the bishop with playing the move h3. Okay, now they can simply capture your knight, and that's a threat on your queen. Knight captures f3 and providing a check on g1. You just simply move your king to h1, and what they can do, simply they can capture the pawn. Okay, now you can see this is the concept of overload, like one piece is simultaneously attacking both of the pieces. So no matters if you capture the bishop over here, then you can see your complete king side is demolished. Okay, you can see there is no safety for the king on the king side, so that's not good. What you can do here, probably if you want to don't ruin your pawn structure, you can capture queen capture f3, then bishop can probably go to the e6, and you have to face a long term weakness on h5. Like your h5 is semi open, so any time opponent can attack on the h5. Okay, so that is not good. So at this position, when knight captures f3, what you can do, you can probably capture the g pawn. Okay, now both are the pawns threaten the bishop, but here bishop captures h3 and simply attacking on your rook. Rook worth 5 points and bishop worth 3 points. So you have to save your rook. Rook to e1, then they can probably develop queen to a6 and looking some fancy move like knight to c3 or even bishop to e3 or f4. This kind of moves, opponent can simply provide queen to g6 check. Now you need to block it with the bishop, then your bishop will lost, and now no matters, king goes to h2 or king goes to h1. Let's see, king goes to h2, then queen to g2 is probably the check. Okay, so you can see all of the book moves are getting wrong here. So any meantime, if you are facing this kind of problems, the only saving resource is to play queen to d2, because after queen to d2, if opponent play queen to g6, probably you can play queen to g5, and after all the transactions, you can see you have two weak isolated pawns, and opponent created two very good passers, like h7 is the actual passers for the endgame. Okay, so you can see these positions are not good. You are following the book moves, and that is totally completely devastating your position. Okay, so back to this position, like at this position, if you see the move d6, how you can encounter it? You just simply encounter it by playing knight to c3. Now if bishop pinning your knight, okay, probably you can capture the e5 pawn, and without thinking too much, if they capture your queen on d1, then simply bishop captures f7 check, king goes to e7, and knight to d5 is the checkmate. Okay, so this pattern is similar to the legal mate, but this is not the actual legal mate. I'm just showing you legal mate in a one moment. Like at this position, if you capture the pawn with the knight, there is a problem. The problem is that knight c knight can capture your knight on e5. Now it's strengthening your bishop, and also it is protecting their own bishop. Okay, so at this position, if you move your bishop back to e2, then probably bishop captures e2, and after queen captures e2, you are a one piece down. So that is not the way we want to play. So that is the reason at this position simply we can play the move h3. Okay, now you can see from the arrows that bishop has three possible moves to play. So first discuss if bishop moves to e7. If bishop moves to e7, then you can see the bishop is on the c8. So if bishop wants to come to the e6, then only one move is allotted. But here bishop is from c8, it's coming to g4, and then from g4 it's coming back to the e6. So there is a loss of tempo. Okay, so they are losing the tempo. So that's an advantages for you. So I don't think opponent can do that. What they can do, they can probably capture your knight, and after queen recaptures, you can see opponent lost their light square bishop. So bishops are very effective to control the diagonals. So you have light and dark, both of the bishops. So diagonal, you can control the diagonals, but here opponent only has the light dark square bishop, so it's only control the dark squares. Now at this position, if opponent make any aggressive move like knight to knight to d4 and attacking your queen, and also they wants to come to the c2 and forking your king and rook. Okay, so what you can do from here, if you know the scholar's mate, you have already got the idea, that is queen captures h7, because the bishop and queen both are attacking on the f7 square, and after queen capture f7, you can see that is the checkmate, because there is no escape square for the king and queen is protected by the bishop. Okay, so you can simply provide the checkmate from here. And against the other moves, like here probably if they place a move bishop to e7, then the same thing is happened, like queen capture f7, king moves to d7, and bishop to e6 is delivering another checkmate. Okay, so you can see this kind of cool checkmating patterns from here. So bishop captures knight is also not a good move. So here probably the logical move is to play bishop to h5 so that we can maintain the pin over here. But this is a mistake. You can immediately punish it because the h5 bishop is unprotected. So here you just simply capture knight captures e5 and eventually winning a pawn. Okay, now here you can see from the arrows that three possible moves you can see from here. So first of all we are looking at that pawn captures knight. If pawn captures knight, you can simply capture the bishop, and again you are threatening on the f7 square with bishop and queen. So any other move like bishop move, knight move, or even the a3 a6 move, you just simply capture the pawn with the queen and delivering the checkmate. Okay, so let us show the second move, that is knight captures e5. If knight captures e5, you can simply capture the unprotected bishop on h5, and then if they capture the c4 bishop with their knight, what you need to do here, you just need to attacking the king and also attacking the knight, like forking both of the pieces with one piece. So just pause the video. Let's try to find out the moves. I am showing you right now. It's queen to b5. What queen to b5 is doing, like it's attacking the king on e8 and also attacking the knight on c4 as well. So from here there's a three possible moves you can see from here, like king goes to e7, queen goes to d7, or even you can see the move c6. So again all of these moves you just simply capture the knight, and after all the transactions you can see that you are a one pawn ahead. Okay, let's just show the last variation. The last variation is that, like at this position, if bishop captures the queen on d1, what you need to do from here, like you already got the answer from the previous example. If you have any doubts, then watch this video again and again. I'm showing you the legal mate pattern, that is the exact legal mate pattern, starting with bishop capture f7 check. You can see the d7 square is already protected by our knight, so only king moves to e7. Now king has another escape square, that is from f6 king can escape, but after knight to d5, you can see it's attacking the king and also defending the f6 square. So that is probably the checkmate. Okay, so this pattern is called the legal mate. So you are already knowing the legal mate from here, but let me show you, let me tell you one thing, that in a single particular video it is very much difficult to explain everything. But as I know that you are coming to this page, it means you want to improve in your chess. So I am conducting a 3 hours chess geometry mega masterclass for you. You can see from the bottom of this video, there is the payment button. You can click on that button and make the payment. Whenever the payment is completed, just stay on the same page. We will redirect you to the chess geometry mega masterclass page. In this chess geometry mega masterclass, what we will learn? First of all, we will learn the fried liver attack. That is the most promising attack from white against the black's two nice defense. How you can encounter the Scandinavian defense? We are showing you another way, that is called the one popul gambit or the one handing gambit. With this new method, Scandinavian players don't want to play the Scandinavian against you from the next step. In the black, we are going to discuss about the most trending opening, that is Bush Gas Gambit. That is would be your black's opening repertoire. Also, we are discussing about some crucial lines of Budapest Gambit. We will give you the full idea of Nimzowitsch defense, so that against d4 and c4 or even any b4 moves, you can play very accurately and win the game easily. Okay, so the price of this webinar is only 199 rupees. So you guys, if you purchase a good chocolate even in travel, you already spend 199 rupees. Okay, and if you think a bit logical, like even in 200 rupees you didn't get a good quality chicken pizza. So just avoid all of these things for only one day. Click on the link below, come to the chess geometry mega masterclass, and if you have a lot of doubts about it, like what I can deliver to you, on this just mega masterclass. Let me tell you that what is umbrella pawn. Do you have any idea how to use the umbrella pawn, or what is exactly called a umbrella pawn? Knight move shadow. What is this chess term knight move shadow? Like how you can avoid all of the knight's attack by saving your king's position. That is called the knight move shadow technique. Also, we are discussing about the Jushenjuk positions. We will discuss about some middle game concepts and also some end game fundamentals, like how you can deliver the checkmate with one rook, with two rook, with two bishop, with one bishop and knight. And we are focusing on opposition key square concepts, like in the end game if you have only one pawn, how you can promote the pawn to the last rank, make it a queen and winning the game. Okay, so there is no loss for you guys. In 199 rupees you get the full of knowledge. And I am promising you one another thing, that after watching this chess geometry mega masterclass, the opponent which you are playing in these current days, who are defeated you very easily, they get a hard time to beat you. And if they don't know these tricks, then it's very much easier for you to defeat them. Like you can get the quick victory in your games, as well as either you get the checkmate or you get the queen in early stages of the opening phase or in the middle game phase. Okay, so I am looking to see you forward in my chess geometry mega masterclass. Just click on the button below and sign up for it.